Hello there, sorry about the noise. I'm currently rendering a video for my gaming channel. I'm multitasking, I have to these days with the amount of content I gotta make. Yeah, I fit an extra review this week because obviously this show is, I think this show is 49 episodes. And obviously I'm planning on doing reviews for like all the original shows, and they're all like 50 episodes, these are each approximately around 50. This one's 49, so I thought if I fit in an extra one every week here and there, then we can get through it a bit faster, and hopefully we'll finish this one before the end of the year. Because obviously I started watching this in 2024 and we had massive gaps. Obviously now that I got time to make it a bit more regular, I gotta try and add more here and there. So yeah, recently as well, it's quite scary. There's some Ultraman channels getting taken down. I think it's mainly channels that upload episodes. But still, Avanaf and Bright Eye Toku Fan, those are two big channels, and they've disappeared now. They're not on YouTube anymore. So I'm a little worried as well, because like I don't upload episodes, I just upload my edited reactions to episodes, and hopefully me following a specific guideline for my reactions, hopefully that means I'm okay. I've not received any sort of like strikes or anything. I've received copyright claims before, but nothing about strikes or anything, aside from obviously when I used to react to Carbon Rider, that got taken down, but that was a different story. I saw Bright Eye Toku, because I found out on Reddit first, and I saw Bright Eye Toku Fan talk about it on Reddit, and he said even he doesn't know really what happened. Like he got a name of like what took his channel down, and that's about it. He got no more information, and his channel just completely gone. And it's kind of crazy. I don't know, like if anyone knows what exactly is going on, let me know, because I'm a little bit in shock, especially Bright Eye Toku Fan, because obviously he makes edits and he like upscales episodes, which I think is pretty cool. But obviously, like that's not a thing anymore. So I'm just like, what's going on? But yeah, hopefully that all works out for those guys, because obviously they put a lot of effort into their channels. So yeah, it's sad, man. But yeah, today we're reviewing episode 9, Operation Android Zero. Obviously Subaru have got these shows on their official channel, so that's a big plus. Early 720p, but it still looks very nice. So you would expect that from the official channel. But I don't know how many shows they got, but I think they got the originals. Let me know. I think they should have all of them, I think, as far as I know. So we shouldn't have any issues there. So yeah, this one's about aliens again. Aliens planning on invading, and this alien, or I thought it was 2 aliens at first. It actually turned to be 1 alien. But this alien had a very unique way of trying to conquer Earth, and you got to try and have unique creative ways, because obviously you can get easily caught, so you kind of need something that's going to work. And this guy's plan was pretty intriguing. So in the pointer, Furuhashi and Sogo on patrol, and they meet this woman, and this woman asks Furuhashi, "Are you Dan Moroboshi?" And he looks at Sogo, he's just like, Yes, I am Dan Moroboshi. She offers to shake his hand. They shake hands, but she has these electric powers, so she injures his hand just by shaking his hand, and then I think she runs away, because her target was Dan. Her target was to attack Dan, but obviously because Dan wasn't there, she attacked Furuhashi thinking he was Dan, and now Furuhashi's completely injured. So I just thought, okay, so there's this alien girl, and she needs to be caught. But there's a bit more of a twist in the tale that you find out about later. So yeah, they get back to base, tell everyone about it. Furuhashi's now injured, so Dan replaces him, and Dan and Soga are sent to investigate exactly what Android Command Zero means. So they found a pendant. They found a pendant with like a logo on it, with like a red lightning logo, and it says Android Command Zero. So they're sent to investigate by the captain. What does it mean? Find this woman, etc. So they go to this school. I think it's a school, but there's a lot of kids there, and they're firing guns, and these guns look real, but they're not real guns. They're toy guns, and they sound real. And there's this old man at like a vending thing. He's selling these guns. He's selling the guns. He's selling toy cars, toy tanks. He's selling all these little things in his stall, right? And all of these guns, they got that same red logo on it. The same red logo they found from that pendant at the base. They've seen the same red logo on these guns. So they already know something's up. There's this old man selling them. This old man sees them and he goes away, tries to get out of there. Then they follow him to like an abandoned building. So this is where it gets interesting, because at this point I'm assuming, okay, so this man is working with the woman and they're both aliens and they're trying to conquer Earth somehow, while they're also selling toy guns to kids. And then it turns out the woman isn't real. Like she's a mannequin, she's a robot, she's a doll, she's not a real being. Only that old man is an alien. She is just his servant, but his robotic servant. I'm just like, it's not really like a crazy mind-blowing twist, like, oh, I'm so shocked. But I was a little bit like, so she's not even real. I was a little bit surprised by that. I was just like, that's an interesting plot twist. So basically, he built her. She's an android. He built her. And he controls her, gives her commands and orders. So that's what she is to him. So the base contacts Dan and Soga, and they tell him that the pendant is made of a space metal. So at this point they realize, obviously, aliens are involved. This old man, though, he has a plan for this. I'm just like, what's his plan? And his plan is quite sinister, but I was thinking to myself when he revealed his plan to Dan and Soga, this guy actually had a bit of a brain here. Like his plan actually might have worked, considering what he was doing. But I'll get to that a bit later. So up to this point, I thought this is really cool. It's like an alien espionage story. They're mixing aliens with spies, with a spy movie. It's James Bond, but the enemies are aliens. I like the concept. I thought it was pretty cool, because obviously every episode, there's an alien invasion. Every episode. So obviously, with this many episodes, you got to make it creative. And they are still making it different in episode 9, which is a good sign. They've still got many more episodes to keep going like this. But so far, they've once again come up with another creative way for an alien invasion. I'm just like, okay, that's an interesting plan. A very interesting plan. I thought, that's creative. But anyway, I'll get on to what his plan was later. I kind of want to talk about it in chronological order. He gives her a new task because she failed her mission. She was meant to attack Dan, but she didn't know who Dan was, so she attacked the wrong person. This time her mission is to lure Dan Muraboshi to Point M. And Point M is like a toy factory that they got, this massive toy warehouse. They follow her into this building full of toys, and this is where you hear her announcement. She announces that Android Command 0 will be imposed at midnight. What is Android Command 0? Well, the old man's here to explain. So it starts with hypnosis waves. So he is going to hypnotize the children to make an army of children, because these toy guns are not really toys. They are real guns that are just disabled. And he's going to hypnotize these kids and turn these toy guns into real guns. They already look like real guns, but they had to be activated. And even though they look like Earth weapons, these are alien weapons that are more powerful than anything on Earth. So he's got these guns that are more powerful than anything on Earth, and he's going to give them to hypnotize kids. And he targets kids. Get this, he targets kids to be hypnotized, because the adults are not going to turn their guns on the kids. They're not going to kill the kids. And I was just like, this is really messed up. Like, this is a really screwed up person. He's like, there's something wrong with this alien in the head. There's something really wrong, right? Then I thought to myself, maybe he's smart, because which army is going to shoot down kids in this scenario? Is the Japanese Are the Japanese police gonna shoot those kids? Probably not, right? Probably not. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy is evil, but he's kind of clever a little bit. and I didn't want to admit that. I'm just like, this is too screwed up. You can't be doing this. Then I thought to myself, it might actually work. Something like that might actually work, especially if you can't find a way to remove the hypnosis. You either kill a bunch of children or you let them kill you, and it's just like, that's not good at all. So I was just like, oh, okay, that's messed up, but that's actually really, really smart. So anyway, there's actually not that much more to talk about in this episode, but basically Dan and Soga don't believe him. Then he proves it to them by making the toys in the warehouse alive. So there's toy tanks, little toy tanks. They start firing weapons at them. Injures Soga. There's this toy aircraft that start flying across, and they sound like actual aircraft, and they fire actual missiles. And they're like they're about this size. They're toy planes and toy tanks on the floor, and they're firing actual firepower at them. I was just like, this is bloody insane. They have no signal. It's a block signal, but they managed to find a signal to warn the base about this plan. And the base look at the time. Oh, we got 15 minutes. They got 15 minutes to change everything. And I thought to myself, I looked at the time left in the episode. I'm just like, okay, Seven's going to transform and win the fight in 30 seconds. Because that's what happens every episode. It's what happens every episode. You get 20 minutes of good story and 2 minutes of fighting. Not even 2 minutes of fighting. It's 2 minutes. The guy, he transforms, he knocks him out, and it's like, yes, we won. Let's celebrate. That's not like, I'm not saying I don't like that. I'm just saying, like, the fact that they spend so much time telling the story and it's like really, really good. I just feel like the fact that Seven transforms and it's all over in 30 seconds, every episode is just like, come on! I want some longer battles too. But it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. But to be fair, that also kind of shows how powerful Seven is. It also kind of shows that, because like these aliens are probably quite strong. They're strong enough to invade Earth successfully if Seven isn't there. But because Seven is there and he's so powerful, he can just stop them with his power. He just has that level of power. So you can also look at it that way. It's just like, oh, the fights are too short, but maybe that's because Seven is just too powerful. he needs a challenge. He needs more of a challenge, like he had in episode 1, I think. You get to the transformation, right? And I found it funny how he does it, because he's there with Soga. He just like, if Soga wasn't here, I could transform in his head. He knocks out Soga. He doesn't punch him in the head, but he punches him in his stomach. And Soga's already injured anyway, so it doesn't take a lot. He punches Soga. Soga collapses. He's unconscious, and then he transforms. Dan transforms into Seven. I'm just like, what if Soga remembers that? But then I realized Soga's having a bad day. He probably won't remember. He did get knocked out pretty easily, so Dan is in the clear. In this episode, it's not obvious he's Ultraman. It's not obvious he's Seven in this episode. I'll give him that. I don't think Soga would have remembered. But I found it quite funny that he had to knock his own friend out just to transform. Just to make sure his secret was safe. I thought that was quite funny. So yeah, the alien gets scared. I was going to say the aliens, but one's a mannequin, but she runs as well. The old man and the woman, they both run outside, and Seven chases after them, and Seven fires his beam at the girl. Obviously, she's not an actual alien. She gets destroyed. She falls down. Her head explodes. Obviously, you see the wires inside because she's an android. And then the alien, who is an old man, you see the reveal. So the old man is transformed back into the actual real alien form, what he actually looks like. And I thought the design was pretty interesting, a little bit scary. I don't know if I've seen this alien before, to be honest. But what I didn't like at all was the sound. It sounded bloody awful. It sounded like, it was so squeaky. It sounded like, you know, a balloon. You know a balloon when you like rub it with like, not with your hand, but like you rub the balloon with something, it makes like a squeaky noise. You know what I mean? Some of you know what I mean. You rub a balloon, it makes like a really squeaky noise. This alien sounded like that. It sounded like that, but on steroids. It was such an annoying sound. It was like you know, on a whiteboard at school, when a teacher writes on the whiteboard and you hear the squeaky sound. It was like that. It sounded like that and a balloon rubbing at the same time. And it was so fast and it went on for so long. I'm just like, Seven, please, knock him out. This sound is annoying me. I could just mute the computer, but then I could miss something that Seven could be talking about, even though obviously I read the subtitles anyway, but I still need the sound. But the sound at that point was so bloody annoying, and it went on for so long, I'm just like, Seven, please. Seven, please. And then he fires the beam. He fires the beam, he takes a while, he fires the beam, completely destroys the alien, he stood no chance. I'm just like, because Seven just killed him, but for me it was just like, oh, that sound is gone. That was the main thing for me. The sound is gone. The sound. Thank you. It doesn't matter that he's dead. He stopped making the sound. That's great. But yeah, he destroyed him. Like I think the alien like disintegrated. Like he melted. He melted like wax on the floor. I'm just like, we've seen Seven get some brutal kills already, but that was, I kind of felt bad for the alien, but obviously he had a very evil plans. But still, just the way the alien died, I'm just like, whoa, that was a little bit extreme. He basically just fired a beam through his head. It literally just fired a beam. The alien was like, it was like a weird design, but it was definitely like shorter than him as well. It just looked like bullying, but the alien's the bully. So yeah, the bully got bullied and got melted like candle wax. It was brutal. It was brutal. So yeah, that was it. That was all I got to say really. And then the rest of the team come to save them, but Seven already saved the day. So Dan just tells them, "Oh, Seven saved us." But yeah, that was cool. Again, my only complaint, like some episodes, is the fact that at the end, the action is like 30 seconds. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Like the aliens had a very unique plan. A plan that actually could have worked. But it was also thwarted very quickly right at the end. As soon as Dan transformed, it was over. Until then, they were struggling a little bit. But yeah, I was just thinking to myself, that is one evil plan. There's evil plans and then there's that. That's just insane. But yeah, that was a really good episode. I really enjoyed that. And I look forward to watching episode 10 next week. We're obviously getting closer to that band episode, which is not on YouTube, but it will be somewhere. I mean, some of you did send me the link, so I just need to look through the comments again and I'll find it. But I'm looking forward to seeing that too. So we're just 3 episodes away from there. But yeah, episode 10 review should be up next week. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it